much about sports. Trei is a little bit more of a sports enthusiast than I, but like Wendy Williams used to say, when sports meets hot topics, baby, we're gonna talk about it.
How you doing?
Over the last couple of days, I have been deep diving into the whole controversy, the drama around, how you say his name, Shedeur?
Shedeur Sanders.
Shedeur Sanders and the NFL draft. Homeboy didn't get picked until the 5th round. So we're going to unpack that just a little bit. So go ahead and pour yourself a glass of wine, pull up a chair, because the wind-up starts now. Okay, Trei. Shilo Sanders.
Shedeur?
How you say it? What is it?
Shedeur?
Shedeur Sanders is the son.
Yeah, we might be saying that wrong. We're just going to call him Sanders.
Okay, Deion Sanders number 2. Shedeur is the son of NFL Hall of Famer Deion Primetime Sanders, okay? Yeah. Shedeur, he is a quarterback, and he started his collegiate career down at Jackson State in Mississippi. Then he transferred up to Colorado, where his dad was coaching. His dad was coaching in both Jackson State, and he was coaching, following his father up to Colorado. Went from an HBCU to a PWI. He had an explosive last 2 years while he was playing college football. So much to the fact that everybody had him slated for a first-round draft pick. People thought he's not going to go past at least the 2nd round. But everybody thought he was going to be top 5. Child, the first pick came, 2nd pick came, 3rd pick came, the 10th pick came, the 25th pick came.
Then we went into the next round.
Went into the next round. Honey, the 100th pick came. 3 days later, he was finally drafted in the 5th round to the Cleveland Browns. This has caused a media circus over the last couple of days. How in the hell does the son of a Hall of Famer, as talented when you look at his stats as he is, how in the hell did he get overlooked? Or why wasn't he picked up? Not night 1, not night 2, but on the 3rd day. Honey, on the 3rd day he rose up.
Clap your hands and praise the Lord.
And the Cleveland Browns picked him up. Now, some people are feeling this is somewhat collusion, where the NFL is trying to humble Deion Sanders and trying to humble his son. You know, people are saying that racism is in the root of all of this. Trei, is it collusion, my friend? Or is he just not that good? What is going on here?
I was having this conversation actually with my father. I'm not upset that he got drafted when he got drafted, because to be completely honest with you, I believe that people were upset. Some people because of the fact of his name. He's a good quarterback, don't get me wrong. He's a good quarterback for where he's at. But do I think that he should have been a 1st round pick? No. Do I think he should have been as late as he did go? No. And I feel like a lot of people who are even mad don't even watch football. Because I've seen so many people who I know don't watch football making these comments and remarks about it. And I'm like, you all only wanted him to be drafted is because of his last name. He's not that great of a quarterback.
Well, how can you say that when you look at the people over at ESPN, when you look at all of the people over the talking heads in the NFL, everyone projected this young man to be a 1st round, maybe 2nd round at the latest draft pick. You're talking about a young man who has the experience, he has the coaching, he has all of the things, all of the elements that make a successful player, and his stats are relatively good as well. Why in the hell is he on the 5th pick, Trei? That doesn't make any sense, whether you watch football or not.
I'll give an example.
All of the facts are in order.
Give an example. A couple years ago where my team draft picked the 1st round, Heisman Trophy winner, Bryce Young, the Carolina Panthers drafted him. He got into the pros, and look how bad he did.
But we're not there yet. We're not there yet with Shedeur.
We're not
talking
there.
about the draft piece of it.
But that's what I'm saying.
Make it make sense.
It's not going to make sense because people wanted to make it, so it's not going to make sense. Like I said, he's a great player, but I don't believe that it should be that big of an uproar because of him not being drafted first. The people who actually were drafted first and earlier on, their stats was low-key almost superb.
No, Trey.
Yes.
Even some of the other people who these teams have drafted.
These people are going to say.
I don't know all of their names, but none of them have the stat sheet that Shedeur Sanders actually has. That's not true.
Okay.
Everyone was.
Maybe not for their position, but they play different positions.
Everybody was like, what in the world is going on here? 144th place, 144th pick?
Girl, really?
For someone who everyone said was supposed to be top 5? Make that make sense, Trey. That doesn't make sense.
I don't think it has anything to do with him being black. So let's go ahead and put that out. Let's put that on now.
Wait a damn minute.
Well, why not?
Because there were multiple people who were drafted that were black.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
So there's a lot of stories, there's a lot of conspiracies out there as far as why did this happen. So racism is definitely one of the ones that came up.
Hold on, the NFL is one of the most predominantly black sports.
And so what? That doesn't mean anything. They're still owned by white people.
But what I'm saying is, if would you look at the drafts? There were majority of black people that are drafted.
Trey, black people have been playing basketball and football for the white man since the beginning of the leagues actually started. So you're not saying anything in this case.
I'm saying that people need to stop trying to make that point about a racial thing. Maybe it might have been when they was trying to humble him because he's a little cocky. Maybe it was trying to humble Deion Sanders because we all know.
But let's stop right there. Let's stop right there because some people feel that he's too arrogant, he's too flashy, he's too cocky. He was too much like his father. Some people are saying that, you know, because of the fact that the pre-draft process, they were very, very cocky, didn't participate in certain workouts. They feel that he's not the best interviewer. Like, I started searching for all of these bullet points as to why this young man was not drafted like he should. And at the end of the day, beginning of the morning, middle of the afternoon, Trey, none of that stuff makes sense.
I honestly don't think it has anything to do with the fact of him being black. I can see maybe them trying to humble him because, like I said, he is a little cocky. You know, arrogant.
But is it cocky though? Is it someone who's just sure of their talent and who he is?
You're trying to change the franchise or the coach that don't get me. So you should know history repeats itself over and over and over. And I've done it over and over and over. So it should be no question why an NFL franchise should pick me.
Saquon Barkley is one that's good. He ain't cocky. Jalen Hurts is someone that's good. Patrick Mahomes is someone that's good. He ain't
They're
cocky.
not primetime son, honey. It's in his genes.
Oh,
There's
so it's because it's in his genes. That's why he's cocky. Know what you're saying?
You think I'm worried about what critics say or what people gotta say? You know who my dad is? They hated on him too. So it's like it's almost normal. Without people hating, it's not normal for us. So we like diversity. We like everything that comes with the name. That's why we are who we are.
It's a young man who is confident in his capabilities as a player. He's proven that even when it comes to him on the field, he shows up on the field. So now, in my opinion, like you said earlier, he has a chip on his shoulder now. He's about to show up and show these people that, okay, y'all passing me, watch me work. I hate that we try to sometimes villainize black men who are confident. It's not arrogance. If he knows that he's that good, who else better to toot your own horn than you? Why wouldn't he toot his own horn? And it's weird to me that they even call him cocky arrogant because the only thing we've seen from this young man throughout this whole process over these last couple of days is thank you, God. I'm not sweating. I'm not worried about it. God has a plan for me. That doesn't sound like the words of someone who's arrogant, who's cocky, or overly confident. I don't get all of that, Trey.
Okay, well, you got to watch football a little more often.
That don't have nothing to do with me watching football.
So that you can see.
I'm seeing what I'm seeing now.
Okay.
Like the NFL love those stories of these black men who comes from fatherless households. They came from nothing. Their mom and their whole family is dependent on them, making it pro and stuff like that. They tend to love those stories versus a story from a young man who doesn't necessarily come from a broken household, a young man who doesn't come where he had to struggle all of his life, a young man who went to some of the best schools, who had
Maurice.
some of the best training and opportunities, but now y'all don't want to choose him because he had a leg up?
Maurice, there are multiple people who were drafted earlier on than him. Their fathers was right there in the room with him.
You're right. There are some fathers who are actually there.
So,
but overall, when you look at those little packages that they put together, a lot of them is just the mama, and they got some white girl. Trey, come on. Like seriously, they were possibly trying to humble him because of the simple fact of who his dad is and that they were being too arrogant and cocky and flashy. Is it one of those things that whoever called and told all of the NFL owners or coaches, don't, bring Colin Kaepernick back? Is it the same people who called and basically said, don't none of y'all draft Shedeur, whatever his
just
name
say Sanders.
Trey, it doesn't make sense. And I think we gotta call a spade, my friend. I mean, Donald Trump even had something to say about this. This is what Donald Trump said. Okay. What is wrong with NFL owners? Are they stupid? Deion Sanders was a great college football player and was even greater in the NFL. He's also a very good coach, streetwise and smart. Therefore, Shedeur, his quarterback son, has phenomenal genes and is all set for greatness. He should be picked immediately by a team that wants to win. Good luck, Shedeur, and say hello to your wonderful father. You have people like Stephen A. Smith, who said this absolutely makes no sense. Even the white people, Trey, was saying that it made no sense why this boy is purposely being sat down or being picked on or being singled out. Come on, Trey, come on.
I mean, I don't know. I get the outrage. I understand that people were upset, the fuel to the fire, the burning, blah, 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 blah. But he got drafted. He's in the NFL. It's not a no. It's not a never. It was maybe a later, but God made it happen, not Donald Trump. God made it happen, and he got drafted. That's true. That may need him along the line, down the line. I think that people just need to focus on that, not focus on the fact that he got drafted in the 5th round. He got drafted. And for me, that's what's important. You got the job. You're hired. Honestly, the Cleveland Browns don't need him. Because if you think about it, the quarterbacks that they do have, I'm thinking about where they're going to place him at. Is he going to be a backup for if somebody get hurt or if somebody get traded? Because the quarterbacks that they currently have, he's going to be third pick, fourth on the damn bench.
To me, this is old school.
Now go prove them wrong.
Institutional racism. This is old school, deep-rooted Southern institutional racism. I actually saw something else, but people were saying that Deion has made it clear on multiple occasions that he wanted to coach his sons in the NFL. And shout out to his other son, Shilo. I think he ended up getting a position with the Buccaneers. It wasn't during the draft, but it was post-draft kind of thing. But they were saying that he wanted to coach his son in the NFL. He started at Jackson State, where his son was going to Jackson State. Then he moved to Colorado. His son moved to Colorado as well, too. Some people are saying it's a fear among coaches that in the event that they do draft his son, 9 times out of 10, his father is coming for their position. So that's one of the reasons why they don't want to have him on the teams because of that. Do you think there could be some truth to that? He ain't finna put me out no job because wherever Primetime goes, honey, Primetime is Primetime.
But yeah, because of a lot of times, and most of the times, a lot of coaches have relationships with the GMs and then the owners. So that could play a part.
I'll ask you another question though, because I thought this was kind of interesting too. You look at people like Shedeur, who is confident, he's very sure of himself. And everyone thought that he was going to be, like you said, 1st round draft pick. But then you have people like Michael Sam, who is gay. Derrick Gordon, I think, was another guy back in the day who kind of came out as gay before they were drafted. And then was the other young man who played for Hampton, and he came out gay recently too. Do you remember what his name is?
I don't. Where you going with this?
I'm about to tell you. Byron Perkins. He was another. Now, some people say the reason why Shedeur wasn't chosen was because he was going to bring too much attention to the team as well, too. Being that he's going to be Deion Sanders' son, everything that he says or does is going to be placed up under a microscope. The fear that Deion is going to come. He's going to be all up through their organization. They didn't want all of the extra attention. The player can never be bigger than the team or bigger than the organization. You got Shedeur coming in, he's going to be big. Could it be almost like the same thing that happened to the gay players where they kind of came out. All of them were slated to be top draft picks as well. But I think Michael Sam was the only one who, officially made it. There were beasts on the field in every other aspect. But it couldn't be that because they were gay, they were going to bring too much attention to the teams that they all passed on every last one of them. Do you think the situations could be similar?
I wouldn't say so. He is going to bring the attention no matter which team he goes to. But I don't think that would play a part in who picks him or when he gets picked. Because of the position that he plays, he's automatically going to be held to a certain standard because quarterbacks are known to be the captain, the leader.
Yeah.
And so he's going to bring that no matter where he's at. And he was bound to be drafted. Like, this is going to happen no matter where it happens. So being where he's at, he's going to get that because there's going to be a point where, even during preseason, where he's going to get time to play. He's going to be seen. He's going to get that time on the TV. So no matter where he goes, I don't think that it was because of who he is that they were trying to keep it from him being seen because he's going to be seen wherever he goes.
But he could be too big. His personality could be too big for the team. Distraction. It's a distraction.
What I will say, well, this team needed distraction. The team who I'm surprised who did not pick him was the New Orleans Saints.
The Giants too.
No, but I'm really surprised the Saints are not. One, because that culture of a team, but they need somebody that's like him. So I'm really shocked that they didn't pick him. Like, really shocked.
That just further validates what I'm saying. There's no excuse why these teams did not choose him. All of the teams that allegedly needed a quarterback, but for whatever reason, they chose not to choose him. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
But if you even look at it and look at the draft in the first round, only Cam was the only quarterback that was drafted. Everybody else was like wide receiver, offensive tackle, running backs. Many people did not need quarterbacks. Tennessee Titans were definitely one that needed one. Saints definitely needed one. But there are a lot of teams that didn't need a quarterback. Unfortunately, that's the position he played. I don't think people was focusing on.
I don't know, Trey. That ain't what I've been hearing. That ain't what
that is a fact.
There's at least 5 teams that need it.
If you go and look at all of the teams and look at the quarterbacks they have, there's not many teams that need a quarterback. I'm gonna go with Carolina Panthers. We got Bryce Young. If you go to the Texans, they have C.J. Stroud. You got the Eagles. They have Jalen. There weren't many teams that needed a quarterback this round. But he's drafted.
Before we close out this subject, there was one thing that I thought was kind of funny, but it wasn't funny, was when the son of the Falcons made a prank call to Shedeur, basically saying that, hey, are you ready to be chosen? Well,
and they was pretending to be the Saints.
And you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. Click. And it was all caught on video.
Say it one more time for me.
This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints.
How you doing?
Good, how are you, man?
Good, been waiting on you.
Yeah, we have. It's been a long wait, man.
No, for sure.
We're gonna take you with our next pick right here, man.
Yeah. Yes, sir, let's be legendary.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer, man.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Ready to go.
What does that mean?
What? What'd he say?
I don't know.
How you gonna ask us what it means and you was on the phone?
You heard that?
You said you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer.
Sorry about that.
Like, when I saw that, I was like, now hold up, wait a damn minute. Now, I know nobody didn't just prank call this boy. When you're waiting for that call to tell you you got the job, and then someone calls you and be like, hey, are you ready? Are you ready for this position that you've applied for? All right, well, you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. Click, hang up the phone. That's like, it ain't funny, but it was funny at the same time.
No, it was funny before we saw the footage. To me.
Hey, is this Shedeur? This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints.
How you doing?
Good, how are you, man?
Good, been waiting on you.
Yeah, we have. It's been a long wait, man. We're gonna take you with our next pick right here, man.
It's gonna be legendary.
Hey, but you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer, man. Sorry about that.
Oh my God, he funny. He funny.
Like, when we saw the footage of who did it, that's what pissed me off.
Yes. And apparently it was the son
Of the offensive.
Jack Ulbrich. No, Jack Ulbrich was the one who actually did it.
Yeah, for the
that he actually made that particular prank call.
The son
But
of the
his
Falcons.
father plays for the Atlanta Falcons.
His father don't play for the Falcons.
Yes, he does.
His father's a coach. Who Perkins?
Defensive coordinator coach Jeff Ulbrich. White people, again, did rooting institutional racism. People doing some crazy stuff, Trey.
My thing is, why was the phone number even out visible for people to be able to see it?
That's what I be saying. That's what I'm saying about this is a whole conspiracy. This is collusion, Trey, because he even said he got a whole new number, a whole new burner phone just for this. So there wouldn't be any interruptions. People trying to call him and the phone going to voicemail, or call waiting somebody on the line, his baby girlfriend, whatever the case may be. The only people who had the number was the NFL officials. That's it. So how the hell did this man's son get the telephone number, Trey?
So my understanding is that he actually had got the phone number some time ago from information where the phone numbers were like on an iPad or a booklet or something, and that's where he got it from.
Lies. All lies. It's collusion.
Somebody need to get their ass beat. I don't know if it's the coach's son. The coach need to get fired. Let Deion Sanders come in and coach. Something need to happen.
Yeah.
That apology we do not accept.
Right, we don't accept that apology. Don't play with our black brother like that. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this episode of The Wind Up. Again, make sure that you like this video, share it on all of your social media platforms, subscribe and comment below, and remember, tell yourself every day that you are good enough. Thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see y'all next time. Peace. Bye.